the areas where Buddhism and modern science can work together to supplement each other or to enrich each other, help each other. So basically, His Holiness the Dalai Lama makes it very clear that modern physics, for example, elementary particles, explanation of the elementary particles, modern physics is so precise, extremely precise. So you go to the level of the electrons, the mass, and the velocity at which it moves. They are so well defined there. Whereas in the Buddhist study of, we call it Abhidhamma Kosh or the Abhidhamma, study of the particles, such a detailed exposition is not there. So of course we talk about the subtle particles. Then subtle particles we think about, what really is there as the subtlest or the final ultimate particle there, whether or not such a thing exists. But the way the physics explains in great minute details of the particles is not what you find in the Buddhist concept of the Abhidhamma one. These things we can really learn from physics. We can take from physics, and then in terms of, let's say, the concept of dependent origination. For example, physics, relativity theory is there, quantum physics is there. Today, physics broadly in these two areas. So they how to bring the two together. Physicists, they really don't find answer as yet, because they say grand unified field theory. This is what the Albert Einstein he was thinking of working on. Whereas in Buddhism, the Buddha in Heart Sutra, Buddha very beautifully taught that the same object can be seen two different points of view. Say what is seen by the point of view of the first reference, the frame of reference, we cannot describe the same object with keeping in mind the second frame of reference, because the frames of reference are different. The same object can display two different characteristics. So like what quantum physics is talking about, the same particle can behave as particle or can behave as wave. So for that we cannot really use the same frame of reference through which to look at the same particle to see that it is behaving two ways. So if you design your experiment in the A, then a particle can behave as particle. Whereas if you design the same experiment with the B experiment, it can behave as wave. So this is what the Buddha very clearly stated. From this understanding of the two truths in Buddhism can really help the scientists, physicists, to understand these two together. So they understand the broader picture of the various physics theories into put to the perspective. Then with neuroscience, Buddhist psychology can help a lot for neuroscience. Neuroscience is, at the moment, it's developing at such a great pace. It needs a direction, and the neuroscience is actually looking for the brain, the mental functions. The brain correlates of the mental functions, and the mental functions in Buddhism, Buddhist psychology, there's a tremendous explanation of how the mind works. So all these explanations with the neuroscientists, they learn. On that basis, they can look for the nuances, and the nuances. Then number two, will get many of the different directions to look for how to undertake the neuroscience research.